Will Palantir make a new 52-week high? That is the question today, May 18. It is 11:27 a.m. and you'll see Palantir is trading at 11.4, has rallied 11%, very close to its previous 52-week high of 11.62 back on August 5 of 2022. And so this is very critical. We're at a very important time for Palantir to see whether or not this resistance level will break. And so in this video, we are going to analyze the unusual options activity for Palantir today, and then show you how we are trading Palantir based on these unusual options. So without further ado, let's get right to them. When we look at the options tape, you'll see here that this trade of 6,000 options contracts came at about 10:54 a.m. That's about 30 minutes ago. Make sure that you are subscribed and you have the bell icon to notify you whenever we see unusual options activity, so that you don't miss out on these. You'll see here this was done for the 11 strike puts and the 9 strike puts, all for the August 18. And so what we believe is happening here is that they are buying the 11 strike puts and selling the 9 strike puts. Even though this is colored green, or it was executed at the ask price, we believe this was still done as a sell and not a buy, based on our analysis. And if we look at the chain over here for that expiration on August 18, you will see this volume here of 6,000, and it's definitely greater than the open interest. So those 6,000s are definitely opening orders at this 11 strike. The 9 strike, however, could be closing orders because it's less than the open interest. But we think it's going on here is that they're buying this and selling this. And what that is a bearish vertical spread, as you see here. This is the vertical spread, and it is currently going for $72. And you'll see here currently Palantir's at 11.42, and if the price goes down on the x-axis, this will be a gain because this is going to be above that zero line on the profit loss of the y-axis. Anything below is a loss. So this is a short position, because it loses if Palantir continues to rise. And so this is a strategy where the institution that put on this trade doesn't necessarily think this is going to break, or it will break, but once it breaks, it will come back down. Just like back in August, it broke and it came down quite a lot. You can see here from all the way up to here and all the way down there, this was a 15% decline, and then another 20%, 15 to 20% decline. So that's something that could happen because of Palantir reaching 52 weeks highs, and then a collapse going back down, a sell-off that happens once people want to start taking profits. So to trade this based on these unusual options, we did something a little different because we expect a sell-off to happen sooner than 92 days, because this is August 18. We don't think we have to wait 92 days for a sell-off, if it is going to happen, because this trade was placed because of an expectation of a sell-off. So what we did instead was we went to the Julys, the month previous, 64 days, And we did the same strikes over here. You'll see our position is here and here, 9 strikes and 11 strikes. And so we did the same thing. We bought the 11 strike puts and we sold the 9 strike puts. And when you analyze this trade, you'll see here, this is our trade here. It costs a little less, currently going for $59. It's the same structure in the trade, but it's just costs less. And what you'll see on the Greeks is we have a negative 25 delta. And so we wanted to pay less and get more of a negative delta. It's now negative 26 delta as the price starts to move a little. So negative 26 delta. When you look at the unusual options, you'll see that their delta is negative 21. So we like our trade because we're paying less and we're getting a more negative delta, which benefits the trade because we have Palantir goes down. So we get more of that delta effect. So this trade, we don't, even though it has a little slightly more of a theta decay than the other one here, since this one has a negative 0.19, it's still very minimal. Ours is 0.29, a little minimal. But because we would take this trade-off in less than 30 days to play out, we don't even think if a sell-off is going to occur, we think it's going to be definitely less than 30 days. We would take this trade-off by then, and so there wouldn't be much of a theta decay. And based on the charts here, it looks like this sell-off would be coming in less than maybe in 2 weeks, something very soon. If it will come. Now, it may not come, and Palantir could break it and then start to trade in a new range. And that could also happen. And so we would then adjust the trade and cut our trade off as soon as possible within that time period and not wait for expiration. So that theta effect would not make much of an impact on the overall trade. And so that is why we chose a shorter duration than the unusual options that we're seeing. At the 6,000 here. You'll also see a few of these. Well, this one expires tomorrow, this 10.5 one. So this is already in the money, right? So this is not as significant. And when we look at this 3,000 one here, over here, this June 16 expiration, you'll see here for the 13 strikes and the 9 strike puts, there are 3,000 of them. When we take a look at the option chain for this June 16 for the 9 strikes, you'll see here the volume here, the open interest is a lot higher than the amount, so these could be closing orders. And same with the 13 strike here as well. So there could be a lot of profit taking here. So that's why there's like 21,000, definitely higher than the 3,000 times 2 is 6,000 of them, right? There's 6,000 total. So that's why these are not as significant as the August one that we saw, because this was opening orders here. This volume is much greater than the open interest here. So so that is what we're thinking with Palantir. That's our plan with Palantir. We're going to give it just a few weeks to kind of play out to see if it breaks this new high, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But there's a higher probability that it will face this resistance here at 11.62 when this tries to contend with that price level. There will be a lot of resistance and we think there's a higher probability of it going down than it going up. So that is why we are going to trade a bearish Palantir trade based on these unusual options that are also telling us a bearish trade. Okay, so please smash that like button. Helps our channel grow so we can keep making more videos and share our insight with as many people as possible. And please comment below on what you think Palantir is going to do. Do you think it's going to keep going up? When do you think it's going to stop? Or do you think it's time that it's going to come back down now? What is happening with Palantir? Please comment below, and thank you and take care.